Today we are going to be ranking every ability in Stumble Guys. This game has changed so much over the past 3 years that when I first started playing this game, there was only 3 emotes. But now there's 21, and now they're called abilities. So it might be a little overwhelming for new players coming into the game. So what I'm going to do is play one game with each ability, and after the games, we will rank it on our tier list. Starting off with our first ability, we have Hug. So Hug at max level has this magnetism effect that, as you can see, pulls people towards you. Not only that, but you can combo Hug with Punch to do combos like that. He still stayed alive, but you get my point. It's really versatile where you can get people out, you can move faster with it. I think I grabbed that person unintentionally, and he's out. But Hug, without even really trying, is one of the best abilities for Elim maps. So Hug is going into B tier. Emote number 2 is going to be the banana. And the way I'm going about this list is in order of rarity, not when they came out. Also, every single one will be assuming that they are max level. So with max level banana, look at the range on that thing. The radius is nuts. And at max level, you become slowed down. These lobbies are not that great. We're currently silver, so that's why it might be pretty easy. But as you can see, just got that banana up there out, and we weren't even close to in range with any other ability. Bria, can you like, here. So banana, this one's tough for me to rank, but I think my gut tells me to put it B tier. Once we have everything rearranged, I will have a finalized list. But for now, we're putting it right next to Hug. Next up, we got Invis. And Invis is one of my, if not my most used emote in the game. The reason being is you can just hide in plain sight. And not only does it help me with stream snipers and people trying to get in my YouTube videos, but it also allows you to sneak up on people and get them out, especially at max level. I mean, just look how long you stay Invis. I'm pretty sure it's like 5-10 seconds, which is quite a long time, especially for Elim maps, because it allows you to position yourself quite nicely to when they do not expect you to be right next to them. We're not going to talk about that. Invis gets our first S tier. Up next, we have Briefcase. Briefcase is one that's kind of hard for me to rank because at max level, it becomes one of the best abilities. But until then, I would say it's one of the most mid abilities. The reason being, at max level, if you hit someone, they cannot use their ability for 5 to 10 seconds. I forget the exact amount. But also, look at the range and the radius. The knockback is insane. It's quick. You can hit people basically right next to you as well. So it's not as crazy of range as the banana is. But the fact that you can't use abilities if you get hit with max level makes it absolutely one of the best throwables, that is. Now, the one thing that makes the emote not so good is there's just better emotes to use. And we'll talk about that later. But I don't think this is S tier. So I'm going to be putting max level Briefcase in A tier. Next ability we have is Lightning, and we're still on rare emotes. So with Lightning at max level, nothing technically special happens, but as you upgrade it, the magnetism has a bigger impact. So as you can see there's that wind circling around that bot as he got out, and Lightning used to be way better, but they actually nerfed it pretty hard. But you'll see most newer players use Lightning because it can do that. And it only costs, I believe, 50 ability keys, which makes it one of the best cheap alternatives to get people out. I'm going to actually put this one, believe it or not, in C tier. I think Lightning is far worse than these other emotes here. Next, we have Snowball. And if you would have asked me a year ago or like 6 months ago, what is the worst emote in all of Stumble Guys, I would have 1000% said Snowball. But nowadays, there are worse emotes. And if there's no other option and you have to throw something, as you can see, you can actually be used in a productive way. It does last a long time if you have it upgraded. And if kick and volleyball are off the table, like I made this custom, you can actually see success from having Snowball. One thing to note is there's really no advantage of having fully maxed out Snowball, so it's still not that good, but it's great for trolling. This is going to be our first D tier. Next ability we have is Shield. So similar to Lightning, Shield's magnetism also got nerfed a while back. So before, it would have been S tier by a log shot because it used to push you so much. but this is max level and it's barely nudging them. And this is for the better. Before it was way too broken. If you're playing against people with shield, the only way they can really go off the map is if they dive at you and they have that momentum that will push you the extra little bit from the shield. But shield will protect you against pretty much anything, but there are some things that it does not protect you from. But as you see there, it shielded us from the fireball. The main counters to shield is hug, because you can hug through a shield, and then rake, which we'll talk about later. But I'm gonna put this in A tier. Some people might argue for S tier, but I'm gonna say A. But it's still above briefcase. And for our last rare ability, we have Spit. So Spit is a glass cannon where you can get people out very easily, but at the same time, oh my gosh, look how far he went. At the same time, if you are too close to someone, it will ricochet and hit back at you. So if I'm close to a wall, I instantly get hit by my own ability. But again, if you hit people, look how good that is. I got out the entire lobby, including myself. So, in my opinion, this is one of the funniest abilities to use if you're just trying to troll friends. But we're not rating it on that. And I gotta put it C tier. Yeah, C tier. I might have to add another tier below D. For our first epic ability, we have Speed Gel. And Speed Gel is decent on race maps specifically. It's not useful for anywhere else. And the thing is, it's worse than Volleyball and it's worse than Kick. So since you only have 4 slots, I would recommend getting those before this one. But as you can see, when they don't have anything else to use, it's still decent. But since it's worse than Kick and worse than Volleyball, we're gonna put it all the way down at bottom of C. Do I go D tier? It's right in between. I'm gonna put it D tier for now, actually. For our next epic ability, we have max level Kick. And if you've ever been annoyed at abilities in Stumble Guys, this is probably the one to do it to you. Because at max level Kick, you become slowed for, not joking, 10 seconds. And you can't do anything about it. Goodbye. It is beyond broken because you can combo it into other abilities too. Not to mention how far the range is. Oh, okay. Keep running. And you're slowed. Goodbye. It's easy S tier. And for now, it's going in a #1 spot. Next, we got the classic Emote Punch. But they've made it so busted that the reach is literally 3 times what it used to be. And the impact is now like 4 times as far. Look at this. And you're gone. Before, you would have had to super punch someone to send it that far. And not to mention, you can also super punch with how far you go now. So if you jump, dive, and punch, it'll send them even farther. Not to mention how good it is on maps like Block Dash and Lava Land. And again, just look at this range. It is really ridiculous. And you're gone. Bye. Oh. Point taken. Punch is going in S tier. I'm putting it... do we put it above Kick or below? Yeah, we're putting it above Kick. So like I was talking about earlier, there were way better throwables. And this next one is what I'm talking about. We got the Tetris block, or what we call it now, brick, or block throw. I don't know the exact name. But as you can see, you can upgrade it so that it has a chance to turn into 3 blocks. And I've whiffed every throw. But if you do land it, it sends them flying. Okay, I missed again. Trust me, it is really good. And I will demonstrate how good it is right now. Take a look. Goodbye. 1 wrong move, and you're going off the map. Not to mention that 3 hitbox makes it even better when you have it upgraded. So I am putting brick above shield in A tier. Again, we're talking about max level brick. Next ability is slap. And for a while, I would have told you slap is one of the worst abilities, but the range on it at max allows you to even hit through the wall on Block Dash. That was a bad example, but I'll see if I can show it off right here. Did you just see that? That was through the block. And not only that, you can use it to help you clutch. But just to show it off again, watch this. You see? He got hit from the other side. Oh, we have to clutch. No! For me personally, I'm putting slap at bottom of B tier. Just because, why would you use this if you can use this? Next epic ability, we have max level chop. So chop is one that is also very bad early on, but at max upgrade, if you land a hit, they will become tiny like this. And you cannot jump. You see that? So on maps like Laser Tracer, it makes it impossible to get over the laser. Max level chop, again, max level, I would put it B tier. If it's not upgraded, it's all the way at the bottom. But since it squishes, it can actually be used pretty well. We are down to our last few epic abilities, which is kind of crazy to say since we've already gone through so many, but we have max level Sword. Sword is probably one of the most useless emotes on half of the maps. But if you get a map that's like Lava Land, where they can instantly get out if you happen to hit them, it could possibly be useful. But as you can see, the big downfall of Sword is the confusion that it causes when the person uses it. And not to mention, when you hit someone, it doesn't send them very far. Also not to mention, it doesn't hit behind you. So this is one of the worst emotes in Stumble, guys, in my opinion. Oh, but he actually was able to get an Elim there. And I finally got one. So if there's nothing else that you could use and this is all you can afford, maybe go with Sword. But again, why would you pick Sword when you could pick Punch? And for that reason, I'm putting it D tier. Next, we have Rake. This is another one where if it's not upgraded, it is not worth using. There's that confusion that happens that when you get hit, no matter what level it's at, but when you have max level Rake like I do, watch how fast you get confused into a circle. Anyone want to demonstrate? See, look it. He's not doing that to himself. That is just the max level Rake. You do have to be cautious because it can hit yourself. But the great thing about Rake is that it... Oh my gosh. Well, I'm out. Wait, hold on. Oh, nice. Really? The nice thing about Rake is that it actually goes through people's shield. So if we are talking about max level Rake, I'm putting it at the top of B tier. But if it's unupgraded, we're putting it at D. But max level, B tier. And for our last and what I would consider to be the worst epic ability in all of Stumble, guys, we have the Sticky Bomb. And as the name implies, it throws sticky goo on the ground, which for one, can get you out. For two, doesn't stick you that long. And for three, this is considered an epic ability. So that's what, 150 ability keys that you have to spend on it? Not worth it. The thing that's pretty unique about it is it has a delayed detonation on it, so you could throw and then get out of the way. And then at max level, you do have the homing ability where it will attach itself to people that are just nearby. But as you will see, I've been trying to get people out with it, but literally does nothing. You can't attach it to yourself if you want to mess around with that. So yeah, there's really no point in even me continuing this. Wait, hold on. That Sticky Bomb could do something? No, not even. Yep. All right, this is useless. I'm jumping off the map. Yeah, this is the worst emote that we've rated so far. So yeah, this is by far the worst emote we have rated. And oh my gosh, next up is going to be a contender for the worst emote. And for our first legendary ability, we are talking about Shutdown. And this is the most recent ability in Stumble, guys. But all it does is shut down other abilities. So for example, you see that guy's shield, it cleanses it and goes away. You might think, oh, that seems pretty good, right? But at the same time, you could be shielding yourself or Invis or punching people. And to make matters worse, it is a legendary, which means it costs more than what we've seen in the past. I saved that guy. I just saved that butt. I've played with my Discord and done games that they had to have the shutdown ability, and no one had it. That's how bad it truly is. Watch me use this hug, though. Ready? Whee! Oh, get clipped on, buddy. I think that deserves a tier of its own. We are adding an F tier. So Shutdown is for sure going in F. We're gonna put Sticky Bomb in F. We're gonna put Snowball in F. Snowball's better than these two, though. Shutdown's worse than Sticky Bomb. Yeah. The one thing that I could say about Shutdown is you can win race maps against a volleyball. Because what you could do is you could shut down their volleyball and then use your volleyball to get ahead of them. That is the one case scenario that it's actually good to use Shutdown. Every other time, you shouldn't. So I'll leave it in F tier, but there probably should be a tier below that says do not buy. Next, we have the best emote in all of Stumble, guys. And you guys guessed it. Yep, we are talking about Volleyball. And the reason it is the best emote in all of the game is because if you do not have it on a race map, you lose. You could also use it on elim maps, such as that, because you turn into a Sonic spin dash and you can hit them. So all that to say that Volleyball, in my opinion, is the best, and it's not even close. Since the day it was added, it has changed how we've played race maps entirely. And dare I say, it was the first emote that was actually broken. We've had emotes... in the past where they were good, but this one is just broken. So we actually need to add a tier above, and we're gonna call this SS. So the best of the best in a tier of its own. We're putting ball right there. We are down to the final 2 abilities in Stumble, guys. And you probably guessed it, we got Dice. So Dice was another one that was really good from the moment they added it to the game when they added Dungeons and Dragons. But at max level, it becomes even better. It becomes a diamond block, and it goes faster than ever before. And it really doesn't have that old effect where it used to run like a 1 or a 0, whatever it was. And the one downfall of Dice is when you throw it, it can't go up. It goes straight, like a bowling ball. So Dice is basically what you use if you want another emote like Punch. And I would have to say, Dice is almost S tier, but we're gonna put it A, right below Brick. You could argue that it's higher, but I'm putting it right here. And for our last and final ability, we have Jump. So with Jump, it's mostly useful on Block Dash, and at max level, it used to reset the cooldown even faster. But since whatever update, it's a pretty slow cooldown now. So Max really doesn't have that much of an advantage, just besides the height, obviously. It's basically the same as saying like a clutch emote. So this is clutching without Jump, and then this is clutching with Jump. You'll notice it's way less stressful. And so the other uses of Jump is mostly on race maps and workshop maps. But for the most part, you're gonna be using it on Block Dash, especially for formations like this one. Like, look at this. I'm gonna have no problem whatsoever here. Jump. All right, let's rate it on our tier list. So Jump, since it's not that necessary if you're good without it, like it doesn't really add anything if you can already clutch every time and you make those jumps every time anyway, we're gonna put it in C tier, I think. But now that we've gone through every single ability, let's make sure we're happy with our list. In this order, let's see. I think I'm gonna put Hug down at the bottom of B. And I actually think I might move Spit to D tier as well. Okay, yep, this is my final tier list. But feel free to let me know down in the comments if I was wrong, if I was right, what I got wrong. But as always, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you're using code BABYYODA, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Bye.